What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York, calling from the quarantine zone again, and this time we got Jared of the almighty Voltagehawk. Thank you for your time today, man. It's great to be able to chat with you today.
Awesome, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yep, it's so cool to have you here. So you released the All I Want for Christmas Is You cover, the Mariah Carey classic. Just out of curiosity, was there a specific reason why you chose, out of the thousands of Christmas carols, you picked this particular one?
I mean, it's the most annoying one. I think that's why. We originally joked, we just got to go for that one. We were on a little label at the time, and we were in the studio working on our first EP, and they came to us and they said, "Hey, we're going to do an Ugly Sweater Christmas compilation thing, and we're going to have all of our bands do a song. So since you're the only actual labels or band signed right now, you get to pick first." So we were like, "Well, do we have to do a Christmas song?" And they were like, "Yeah." So we were like, "Well, if we're going to do a Christmas song, let's shoot for it, man. Let's do the most annoying one." That song's stuck in our head all the time. And actually, we all don't, not so secretly, love female pop artists, and Mariah's the GOAT. So we picked that one, and we decided to go for it. So that's kind of a little bit of the backstory of why we had to do a Christmas song.
That's a very, very unique story, I gotta say. It almost kind of has a bit of a fuck you sort of attitude behind it.
Well, yeah, that's actually what led to the video, too, because it was like, well, if we're going to do Mariah and everything like that, we're going to kind of add a little bit of push on the dagger, right? So we have a buddy who does this character every year for charity. He dresses up in this Satan Claus character, and he's all devilish and ghoulish and stuff, and all the goths and punks and stuff go sit on his lap for cool family pictures that everybody hates when they get them in the mail, right? So we're like, well, let's do that, and we'll shoot this music video. We'll do it all Christmassy. We'll have them kill everybody. It'll be awesome. We'll turn it into the label. And they hated it. They were not happy. They were like, you can't have Satan Claus Christmas. This is sacrilegious and all this stuff. So they were not too pleased with the video either, man.
Well, that's good. When you piss people off, you accomplish the ever-living hell out of it.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Now, could this at all, I already know what the answer is going to be, so I don't know why I'm asking it, but for the sake of time and whatnot, could this at all maybe serve as a direction of what you're going to follow up the self-titled album with?
I don't think so. We were just talking about this the other day. We're in talks right now to get the next album out. We got some papers coming our way to sign a deal to get it out, which we're really excited about. Even during COVID times, to be able to figure out how to get this Electric Thunder full length out. But we were talking the other day, there's definitely a through line. I don't think we're going to lose any fans because we're still there. But we definitely are taking more chances. It's a little heavier in parts, a little even more down and melodic in other parts. It's definitely still Voltagehawk, but we've definitely got something new and exciting. But the through line is there, so we won't piss anybody off with what we release, and I think we're going to really grab some new fans and turn some heads with some of the stuff we took chances with on this new one.
Was it a preconceived idea to take these said chances, or did it kind of just happen that way?
Yeah, man, that was organic. We wrote the first thing in 6 months, and we were all in other bands. Tyler and Chase were hired guns in country Americana, duos and stuff, and touring around the country playing that stuff. And Dan and I were in heavier rock bands, but more on the bluesier side of stuff, right? So I think we were getting a lot of that out of our system on the first record. I think we had a lot of riffs still in our head and a lot of that kind of backbeat in our bones. So that first record's almost an exercise in kind of clearing the pipes out a little bit to get ready to kind of get this new transmission from the Cosmos going. So I think it's just also that this next thing is the first thing we all wrote, all four of us. Dan and I had written most of the first album together, just the two of us, and Chase and Tyler actually came in the middle of the recording process and finished it up and fleshed it out for us. So this is the first thing that's really us, I think, as a full unit, writing songs top to bottom as all four of us, and we're highly collaborative. Everything comes into the room as an idea, and it bounces around, and everything is kind of demoed live and very democratic, that whole thing. And we definitely always try everybody's idea. We have this very strict rule that the word no is not welcome in the practice space. So if somebody comes with an idea, we at least got to try it, and then we all vote and see if it's dog shit. So that's kind of where some of the chances come from. We took some chances and said, wow, that actually works, man. Let's go for it. So we feel like it's just an actual natural progression of all of us working together, and all of our influences are represented now. So there's a lot more metal from Chase's side and a lot more funky, dancey stuff from Tyler, and Dan and I are still just trying to hold it down with some punk vibes. So, yeah.
That's awesome, and it's cool that all of you guys have like different musical tastes or different musical backgrounds. I feel like that almost kind of shows a little bit in Voltagehawk as well.
Yeah, thanks. We kind of lean into that a little bit. I mean, we all listen to tons of stuff. I mean, I think the thing that anchors us all together is definitely our heavy metal and rock, heavier loud rock stuff. Like our first concert we all went together was Maiden. I'm the band dad, so I was like, hey, we need to like have some social activity. This was pre-COVID, so I was like, hop in the car, and I took them all to Maiden as our first concert. And I met Tyler at a Mastodon show, and Dan and I went to Black Keys shows together and stuff like so. And we're all over the place. We all go together as a band to watch, Animals as leaders, Kamasi Washington on the jazz side, and then all of us at all times are listening to Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, all that stuff. So we're all over the place individually, and then this through line has kind of always been heavy rock. So it's fun to kind of dabble in all of it together, because we're really kind of scratching some itches that we weren't allowed to when we were in other bands. You kind of got to be ashamed of that stuff. So this is like let your freak flag fly kind of vibes.
You need to next Christmas cover Christina Aguilera's Christmas album.
Ooh, man! I don't know if Dan's got the vocal range to mess with Christina, but we would definitely try.
Oh, you gotta make it try at least. I mean, because I actually think that Christmas album, yeah, sure, it could be, your typical generic, beautiful, soulful R&B Christmas album, but it's actually really, really good. And I think I would love to hear a rock rendition of those songs. Do it for me. Do it for me.
Tina, Voltagehawk, 2021.
Yep, exactly. Now, when it comes to like the songwriting process, we talked about like if it was a preconceived idea and whatnot, but like I'd imagine there's always like that element of trying to tie in everything together as well, right? Do you feel like that there is something like that always needs to be incorporated in a Voltagehawk song?
Well, what's funny is like now it's even starting to get to be motifs inside Voltagehawk releases, because there are little Easter eggs for some of our fans that have have listened to the first record. There are little musical outros on the first record that become new songs on the new record, so those are through lines. There are harken backs in certain songs because they all are part of the same storyline. So certain songs on the first release, maybe the next chapter in that serial, show up on the next record, and the things that tie those together may be like the drum beat or parts of the drums, or something, a little motif. So we're definitely starting to have through lines and telling a story, and that kind of informed this album that's coming up, because it's really the hero's journey. I mean, it's a concept album, kind of. What I mean by that is that it's not necessarily like a story it's not a rock opera. It's more of a soundtrack to a story. So each song kind of stands as its own single, and it's not like, we're not singing a story plot or anything, but if you imagine kind of like a visual thing happening where these are the soundtracks to that movie. It's a space epic. It's a 13-chapter hero's journey, and it really follows that form of kind of a journey through space and time, and all of the kind of things that happen along the way. So we're excited to start kind of peeling back what that story is and who those characters are. And then for the nerds that love that kind of stuff, they can go back to the earlier stuff and get backstory on certain characters that show up. Yeah. And what happens there. So.
Yeah. And you also, I think, fair to say with your sound, it allows you to tour with like a variety or play with a variety of different bands as well, right? Or appeal to multiple audiences.
Yeah, we've done really well that way. I mean, we were able to open for some homies, the Pink Spiders, which, were the poppy punk, kind of more of that stuff. And then we were able to open also for Visto Blanco, which is, more kind of like industrial and heavy metal and stuff. And then we opened for our good buddies in town here in Nashville, Goodbye June. And, I mean, they're blues rock.
They're amazing. I saw them in Brooklyn, and they were just absolutely amazing.
Oh, well, here's a surprise for you, and I don't know if we've announced it yet, but you could figure it out if you're on our Instagram. Landon Milburn, singer of Goodbye June, is a featured vocalist on one of our songs, and we're happy to have him.
Oh, that's awesome.
You'll have a little bit of Landon on a song coming soon, man.
That's awesome.
Small world. But yeah, to your point, we've been able to kind of be very versatile, and it makes a lot of the bookers and promoters that we work with, especially in Nashville, love us. Because they can kind of pair us with anybody. I mean, we're going to bring it, and we're going to party. It's going to get heavy, but it's also going to, there's a lot of fidelity and a lot of cool sounds happening too. So it's been a lot of fun to be able to be that band and not just, I was in a ska band when I was 18, and it's like, you're a ska band, you're playing ska with other ska bands, you're not doing anything else. But
got to push the boundaries more and tour with like a death metal band or a black metal band.
Yeah, and there's definitely little moments in our new album where there's some, there's some just black metal vibes and some heavier metal stuff, some like very early thrash influence and stuff, but it all kind of happens in context, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, and we look forward to that. And I'd imagine with every song that you create or every new element you discover, it opens up even more doors for Voltagehawk in the future, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've turned some heads with this. We shopped the EPK a little bit, and just during COVID times, we were writing furiously. We have about 34 more songs in the corn silo, so we can kind of get those out and get up and record them. Our producer, Jeff, who runs Electric Thunder Studios, which the album is named after our home base, is no more. It's been sold, and he has moved to Chicago. So we pour one out for Electric Thunder. We're really glad to have named that album in honor of that. But we'll get up to Chicago in the spring or the summer, or whenever things get a little bit back to normal, and get some of these songs out. But yeah, this EPK that we kind of shopped around, turned some heads, and it's offered us some new management opportunities and some new booking opportunities that are looking really exciting as soon as things get back to normal. And we kind of have a target for new music in March. So you're hearing that first, because that meeting happened like 2 days ago. So
awesome.
You're getting it.
Am I allowed to publish this tonight?
Yeah. None of this is secret information. We're a band and we're trying to get signed to a label.
Yeah, that's good to know. And when it comes to playing material live, is there maybe a similar energy into playing live as you do when you're recording, or do you feel like that's almost two completely separate, different forms of energy or different arts that you have to master?
I mean, I think they're different arts. I think we are all at our core recording artists. I think a few of us didn't know that until we got into the studio, and then we're just like, oh God, don't make me leave. I want to just live in the studio. I could be in here forever. But then you get that itch to scratch that, you need to get out live and play in front of people, because everything we do is to connect with the fans. Energy, man. It's just like, we want to dance, we want to party, we want to really connect with our fans and sing along, and we hang out before, during, and after the show. We're not one of these bands that's in the green room. Hate green rooms. So it's about that energy live. And so really that's informed how we record, because you can't really reverse engineer some of that stuff. So what's interesting about this album is everything is tracked live. Every take is straight through, all four of us playing, no comps, nothing's done in the box. It's not like chop the chorus from here and slide it down the timeline. Our producer is very strict about, a full performance, top to bottom, straight through, no mistakes, and those are the bones. And then obviously you're doing overdubs and stuff, and leads and rhythms and background vocals and stuff. But even when we were doing leads and rhythm guitars, all that stuff is live too. Like, none of the stuff is post-production. There's no plugins. Everything is, rack gear on an analog console, and any of the pedals and delays and reverb and weird space sounds, all that stuff's happening in real time. Like, on a bunch of songs, I was running Pro Tools and hitting the space bar, record, go, and Jeff is on his knees in the middle of just a bevy of pedals, making all of the delays and reverbs and compressors and stuff happen in real time on those takes. So when you get into that spacey stuff, that's all very organic and happening in the moment too. And really what that does is that gives us the ability to recreate it live. We don't have a bunch of stuff in the box that we have to put on Ableton and play to track. It's like, we use these 8 pedals, so we went and we bought these 8 pedals, and now we have them. And it's really been fun to figure out, okay, well, in this section we got really spacey and we used this slow reverb. So, okay, how do we get the slow into my pedal board now and use it and recreate that tone from the album? And I think we're nailing it, man. We were playing a lot of these songs live anyway before we got into the studio, so that they're just kind of replications of what we were already doing live. But for any of the stuff that's new, we've got it as close to the record as humanly possible. So we're excited to get those out.
Which is awesome. And I can't wait to listen to more Mariah Carey covers with with a Boss Metal Zone pedal that everybody tore to shreds at Guitar Center, right?
Oh, man. It's funny. Some of that stuff, like we have, famous pedals like that. I don't know if we have a Metal Zone on there. I don't think so. But there is a Rat for sure, and there is a Big Muff for sure. And those are basically like kind of in the same league as the Metal Zone. I'm starting to get a little out of my depth because I'm not the gear nerd, but Chase and Dan obviously can talk about pedals and all that stuff for like weeks.
Well, you'll get this though. You'll get this. Somebody made like a funny satire video of a hostage negotiation team at a Guitar Center, and somebody was holding up a Boss Metal Zone pedal like it was a suicide vest or something like that. It goes,
yeah, man, that's super funny. I love that. I mean, I know that Chase fawns and still loves over the Metal Zone pedal, and a lot of the tones and stuff are from pedals that these guys have had since we were kids making these metal sounds. So some of that stuff is timeless, man. There's a lot of hate for the Boss Metal Zone, but I know there's the diehard fans that think it can do no wrong. I'm kind of in that camp. I think it sounds sweet.
I think those things are actually pretty cool. I mean, so many, you have no idea like how many people are, just learning guitar and, they're not that enthusiastic about it, or, they're kind of learning because they have to, and then they accidentally discover that, and then all of a sudden that makes people so much more enthusiastic and makes them realize they want to play metal. So
yeah, man, as soon as it's like the first time I heard a Rat. Right? I was like, what is that? Oh, cool. Now I just want to play loud music and drink whiskey and like go to the strip club. Awesome.
There you go. Round and round. What goes around comes.
Exactly.
Yep. How and hey, that guy they made Geico commercials fun. That's an accomplishment.
Dude, right? Exactly.
Yep. So before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed this discussion. Is there just anything else that you would like to promote with Voltagehawk in terms of, when you said March, we could be expecting the new album, maybe some new merch or maybe some live stream performances before, this virus that shall not be named is eventually over?
Yeah, we're actually working on a live stream performance right now. We're hoping to get that done in the end of January, so stay tuned for that. I would just tell you, everybody go to our socials. Instagram, we're Voltagehawk. Facebook, we're Voltagehawk as well, and Voltagehawk.com. We're mostly on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff, so hit us up, send us a message. But yeah, we'll update everybody there on what's going on, and we do have some surprises to kind of tease the album. It's kind of leaked out that there may or may not be a video game, so I'll give you that scoop too. There's a video game coming as a companion piece to that, so everybody will kind of get to play some retro video game vibes while they wait for the album to come out, and it'll start to kind of tell that story of the Cosmic Hangman and the journey through space and time, Battle of a Starship. That is the story of Electric Thunder coming next year in March.
Awesome. And you sure it's cool that I publish this?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We are here with Voltagehawk. New stuff coming very soon. And check out their Mariah Carey cover, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Trust me, they actually made it good. So you're going to want to listen to it. And we'll see you next time on Heavy New York.